it up somehow.
Oh yes, my Straight Talk family, when you hear that theme song, you know it is time for another edition of Straight Talk, and time for me to say greetings to the entire world, because we are on the World Wide Web and we reach and communicate with you all over the globe from the beautiful federation of two islands and one lovely paradise, St. Kitts and Nevis. So it is said that charity begins at home, so I am duty bound to say good night to St. Kitts and Nevis, and I say good night to the entire Caribbean region, and to my Straight Talk family in the Kittitian and Nevision diaspora all over the globe. I know that some of you are in Asia, there's some of you in Africa, there are some of you in Europe, and there are a whole lot of you all over North America. So I'm at liberty to say good night. I can say good morning, and I will also say good afternoon, because one of such greetings will be applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. And in the event, and we normally have first-timers, and I'm sure we do, so let me say greetings to the first-timers, and I trust and hope it will not be your last time. And we thank all those who continue to share the link. When you do, we get first-timers. And for the first-timers in particular, Straight Talk is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free expression on all issues of national interest, be they legal, be they environmental, be they technological, social, economic, and or political issues. On Straight Talk, we do have a forum to express yourselves freely. And on this program, we try to raise the level of national consciousness. We try to raise the level of national discourse by alerting our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligations. My name is Ian Patches Liburd, and I thank Almighty God for blessing me with yet another opportunity to join you in conversation, my Straight Talk family, on yet another occasion. And as your host, I will first and foremost and always pledge to remain an untiring advocate of truthfulness. And I'm always guided by that wonderful hymn written by Thomas Jackson and Franz Joseph Haydn, which goes something like this, an excerpt goes something like this. We are called to be God's prophets, speaking for the truth and right, standing firm for godly justice, bringing evil things to light. So let us seek the courage needed, our high calling to fulfill, that we all may know the blessing of the doing of God's will. So my Straight Talk family, I must always tell you, and especially in particular for the first timers, that Straight Talk is not a program that strive to promote sensationalism. On Straight Talk, absolutely nothing is watered down on this program. We never try to make it more interesting, neither by omission or by exaggeration, because my Straight Talk family, we lean on the facts, and it is my bounden duty to present what I call the unvarnished truth. That's the plain truth, especially when it comes to governance at anywhere, wherever in this world. Because this program joins us not only with people across the Federation, but we join with people in the diaspora all around the world. And some we know, some we have met, some we may never ever meet. Some of us will agree with the positions of truth advanced on this program called Straight Talk, and some will disagree. And that's fine, because we promote what I call a diversity of views. So let's, if we don't accept, just respect the other view. Because it will really sadden me if we ever become disagreeable. So let's in the meanwhile thank Almighty God nonetheless for helping us to understand, oh, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. So let us therefore hope and pray for that day when we will all sing his praise together. So welcome again, my Straight Talk family, and we say thanks for those who continue to share the link. Like I said, please continue to do so. I must also remind you that Straight Talk is what I call a participative program. By that I mean we include your calls and your email at a later stage in the program. And for those of you who are so minded calling, the numbers are on your monitors. 663-6672, that's the local number, and or 646-829-6672. There are some of you who like what I call the cloak of anonymity. You do not want to be heard for whatever reason. And we understand that, because especially in our country, the vindictive nature of some of those in authority would make you go into your shells, my Straight Talk family. So for those who like the cloak of anonymity, we give you access via our email platform, and that address is straighttalkpatches@gmail.com. That's one word, straighttalkpatches. That's one word, Straight Talk at Patches, Straight Talk Patches, beg your pardon, at gmail.com. And we are also heard via Alexa. For those who have the Alexa app, we also give you access via Alexa. And all you have to do, once you have the app, just say, Alexa, play Massive Vibes Radio. We continue to thank the owner for giving us the opportunity to share this program via that medium at a nominal cost. And we say thank you very much to the owner. And some of you have already made donations, as we say, costs. Some of you have already made donations to support our efforts here on Straight Talk. And for that, I say a big thank you. I must also reassure you that no matter your contribution, we welcome it, because it helps to continue this very important service. Yes, it's a public service. And others who wish to donate can simply scan this code on your screen to address the payment form. Very simple process. You can get through with that in a matter of 1 minute, I'm sure. And it's highly confidential, I can assure you. highly, highly confidential. Nobody can know your business. But special welcome I must extend. A special welcome I must extend always to my junior brigade. Young Dwayne, Tristan, Shamar, Kevin, Young Rue, Jamal, Travis, Travon, Neymar, my grandson, and Saraya, his good friend, and of course that special lady in St. Louis. We normally move as well into our observations, my Straight Dog family, and that's a part in the program when we highlight the issues. We highlight some issues, we do some reflection, and then we ask some questions. And we also follow up in terms of what was accomplished and what is expected next and what we've learned as a people. And after our observations in review, we move right into our thesis, which I have titled tonight, A Failing Economy Sinks All Ships. So please, do not move your platform. Just spread the word that Straight Talk is live on social medias, YouTube, Facebook, and Alexa. Just spread the word, and believe me, it's going to be a very interesting program, I anticipate. Our first observation relates to a news item we saw on social media in relation to the former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, who was last Monday detained on a stopover in Antigua and Barbuda, as it was found out that his name had been placed on a watch list of the Paris-based International Police, Interpol. Rowley, a trained geologist who stepped down from active politics sometime in April. I think he stepped down, in fact, as Prime Minister in the middle of March this year and moved on from active politics in April, and was apparently on his way to Montserrat to participate in the 30th anniversary activities of the Montserrat Volcano Observatory scientific opening, when he was stopped on Monday at the Antigua airport. Reacting to the interception, Rowley responded, and I quote, "This is not a mistake. It is a deliberate, calculated attempt to tarnish his name or my name on the international stage," he told a news conference about his hold up, so to speak, while in transit to Montserrat. Rowley had this to say, my Straight Talk family.
By press conference to you all, that he's all for transparency and accountability. And I here now say to him that I too would like that transparency to apply to me. And if he is to be believed, as per that press conference of the first day of his expedition, I would like him to tell this population what exactly is the crime that I have some connection with in this country to cause the police to be moved, and to be so moved as to have me been experiencing Interpol interaction. I'm not above the law. Make it very clear in this country. I have handled the authority over tens of billions of dollars and thousands of decisions in this country during my period as minister as Prime Minister in particular. So if in that period of my activity I broke any law, I'm going to break the law. It is for the police of this country to treat with me like any other citizen with respect to law enforcement. So if there's a matter, any matter, in which I am of interest to law enforcement, you come here this morning, you see how clear the road is, you see where my location is. Everyone in this country knows where I am. The police knows where I am. There was a police booth outside my house there recently. I asked them to remove it because they said it was dilapidated. There was police over my shoulder up until a few weeks ago. So if the police wants to have any interaction with me in Trinidad and Tobago, they could have done that and they could do that. And they're welcome to do that anytime.
Yes, my Sweet Dog family. Keith Rowley, responding to the interception at the Antigua and Barbuda airport. We have since learned today, as a matter of fact, that the police, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, TTPS, said today that the name of former Prime Minister Rowley was not underlined, not placed on an Interpol watch list, and that it remains committed to protecting the rights and dignity of all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and will continue to provide clear, factual updates as the matter develops. But Straight Talk will be following that story closely. We've also been hearing of certain things that may happen. In our case of St. Kitts and Nevis, with some leaders who are being watched closely by the State Department. But that's my observation for tonight, my Straight Talk family, my only observation, and I will move right in to my thesis, which, for those of you who may have just joined me, I have titled, "A Failing Economy Sinks All Ships," my Straight Talk family. And my fellow citizens, I'm sure you heard some time before, or must have read, about this metaphor, a rising tide lifts all ships. And that was a portion to the former President of the United States of America, JFK, John F. Kennedy. I don't think it was his original quote nonetheless, but he used that at some time in reference to the economic disposition of that country during his tenure as Prime Minister. But here in St. Kitts and Nevis, over the last 3 years, our economy, when examined closely, can only be considered a failing economy. The tides are not rising, and not one boat is being lifted. So tonight, I do not come before you with empty promises or rehearsed applause lines. I have come before you, as per usual, with the truth. And the truth is this: our economy is failing. And under this government, the Terence Michael Drew Labor Administration, all ships are sinking. The cost of living is strangling everyone, especially the poor. And all we hear from the government is a call to abandon quality and to buy cheap. We've been using Kellogg's cornflakes for all your life, Carnation milk. And he is a leader telling us to abandon our Carnation milk and drink Sunshine, the cheap taste. tasteless milk that Germans used to feed their cats. Imagine that coming from a prime minister who drinks not sunshine, not even carnation milk, my Straight Dog family. He drinks camel milk. And he boasted about that. Recall, my Straight Dog family, when he boasted about drinking his camel milk? And he still drinks camel milk, we are told. This is his post. Sometime earlier, my Straight Dog family. Prince Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, after a wonderful Saudi dinner and thought-provoking conversation, it was my first time having camel milk. Overall, this was very successful visit and will surely benefit our nations. But first time having camel milk, and he has not stopped drinking his camel milk. We have confirmed, my Straight Dog family. But poor people must drink cat milk or sunshine milk. When we look at the price of mackerel, I can't stop telling you about this. The poor man's food. 1 pound of mackerel in Ram's supermarket, my Straight Dog family, for almost $22. Now $22 for 1 pound of mackerel. Do you believe that? We don't fabricate. It's there. $21.50 for a pound of mackerel in our country. And my Straight Dog family, is from the price of mackerel now to the cost of hope. Everything is going up except our standard of living, my Straight Dog family. The cost of food is choking families, my Straight Dog family. Something Drew, the leader, acknowledged himself when he spoke about you having $100 and a little child can take it. Before Drew, the team unit administration took the VAT off of food, took $17 off food. So your $17 in $100 would have gone to buy you some meat, some mackerel. Like I said, mackerel is now almost $22 a pound. You remember that mackerel in the pickle coming up small days, mackerel and dumpling, breadfruit and mackerel? We can't eat that no more as poor people. Because Drew has himself confessed that even with $100, a little child can take it, he said.
I was asked by the Prime Minister, your leader, what is the cost of a pound of chicken in St. Kitts? Well, of course, I asked my press secretary to take a look. And I reflected and wondered why the Prime Minister was asking such a question. And it's because I am thinking in my own mind that the cost of chicken might be going up and might be affecting the pockets of the people in Barbados. That's a possibility. And that is as a result of imported inflation. Of course, that is my reasoning as to why she may have asked that question. Could have been something different. But as I reflect on it, we in St. Kitts and Nevis are also facing the same challenge of inflation. People are now making memes that I used to go to the supermarket with $100 and I couldn't fit on a bus or put it in my car trunk. Now when I go with $100, the child can carry how much things I can buy.
Imagine that, my Straight Dog family. In St. Kitts, that's what's happening. Mothers are having to choose between gas for their stoves or lunch for their children. A single mother cried out to the Prime Minister, Lord, it's tough. Can't even afford to buy a tin of sardine, cried this mother, my Straight Dog family. Yes, cannot even afford to buy sardines.
You know, I think, you know, it's getting tougher and tougher and tougher. It's ridiculous, Mr. Prime Minister, and we really need a help, especially for a single parent. We do have a rough time.
Yes. And he had no response to that single mother who called him on his program, except to say, go buy cheap, poor quality food. I know of a father who works 2 jobs and still can't afford to buy even the local vegetables, my Straight Dog family. Things are tough in the country. Our economy is failing. And our farmers, those who have the courage to feed us, are crying out, but no one is listening. The Ministry of Agriculture is silent. The Minister Samuel Duggins is invisible. Not even farmers have access to this minister, my Straight Dog family. One prominent farmer told the country this about agriculture.
For the agriculture section, I don't think the people in charge know what they're doing with the agriculture program. You hear me?
Yeah.
Farmers got too much spoilage out here in the land, can't get it out of the land, and they're asking more people to come plant.
Too much what?
More land for people.
Spoilage.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I figure something is wrong there too, Margo. Because they were trying to say plant more by 2025 and whatever.
Yes.
I don't think the marketing part is working.
Marketing.
And I want to agree with you that a lot of food there, but you can't even take it out the ground because you can't sell it nowhere.
You want storage, you want marketing and all
I
of
got them
that.
out in the ground right now. I call upon someone who is attached to the minister to come look at what I got, so that the minister could see with the 2 eyes. Here with the individuals the 2 eyes. What paper job got to do with the minister? Me and call for the minister of health, and then call for the minister of education, I call for the minister of agriculture. How come the minister of agriculture ain't got nothing to do with what happens on farm?
Yeah.
Sad. It is sad with how it's going in the country, you know. And
Very sad, my Straight Dog family. That's coming from that farmer. Spoilage. There's a glut. Watermelons. Seasoning peppers. A farmer's crop have to be fed to the pigs because the agriculture department has not provided storage for the farmers, have not found markets for their vegetables. 2025, reducing our import costs, beg your pardon, by 25% in 2025 has gone with the wind, my Straight Dog family, because of the latest CARICOM heads of government meeting in Jamaica. We were told that it's been pushed back now to 30% by 2030. My Straight Dog family, are we serious about agriculture? That's why our economy is failing. How can we survive if we cannot feed ourselves, my Straight Dog family? If that tropical vessel does not dock tomorrow morning, we are in trouble. We look out for that one tropical vessel every Tuesday morning. Go to the supermarket shelves now. They are empty. Come tomorrow, you see a hustle and a bustle trying to pack the shelves. But prices continue to rise, my Straight Dog family. And what is the Prime Minister's excuse? Imported inflation. As if that's the only cause. As if we, a nation blessed with fertile land and brilliant farmers, have no control over our own food destiny. Could you imagine that? A Prime Minister tell us here in the fertile land, Liburd, that's what it's called, Liburd, the fertile land, cannot feed ourselves, have no control over our own food destiny. And yes, there have been supply chain disruptions going back to COVID-19, the COVID-19 corona-induced pandemic, the Ukraine war, and other crises have caused shortages and drove up the costs of goods globally. We are aware of that, my Straight Dog family. But that's no excuse to charting a course to our food destiny. Is that an excuse, my Straight Dog family? Shouldn't we be able, I ask again, shouldn't we be able to chart our own course, to satisfy ourselves, to chart our own course, our own food destiny, my Straight Dog family? Glut in our crops. But all boats are sinking. Time to change the course, my people. And it matters. It matters in St. Kitts and Nevis. Because as a federation, we import over 80% of what we consume. So any global shock would hit local shelves hard. A price increase in the US supermarket or for oil in the Middle East becomes a higher cost at Rams, Best Buy or Value Mart supermarkets and others. And this disproportionately hurts the poor and middle class, who spend the largest share of their income on food and basic goods. And that's what's happening, my Straight Dog family. But here's the truth. While imported inflation may be real, it cannot be the only excuse. Because smart governments buffer their economies by supporting local food production to reduce dependency. It must be repeated. Smart governments buffer their economies by investing in renewable energy to reduce oil dependency. Look at what they did to the solar farm project. Discarded it, my Straight Dog family, and now coming to tell us that they are bringing a new solar farm project. Smart governments, my Straight Dog family, provide targeted subsidies to protect the vulnerable. When a government blames everything on imported inflation but takes no steps to build local resilience, it is not managing the country. That government is just reflecting. We were promised food security. As I said, we got food scarcity. Yes, it was Samal who told us about CARICOM's 25 by 2025 and a plan to reduce food imports. That plan has failed. And as I said, they have pushed the goalposts to 2030. But let me ask you, my people, can your children wait 5 more years to eat? Only Guyana, we understand, has achieved food self-sufficiency. Why can't we? What are we doing? Throwing festivals when Bede found questionable water in Cairn, water that itches the skin of some people. But that community still don't have water in their taps every day. Water is life. But under this administration, water is a luxury. My Straight Dog family. The SOCO engineer, Conris, boasted in 2022 about using his engineering skills to deliver water 24/7. That's what he said. But 3 years later, the wells in Shadwell, 2 wells in Shadwell, are not producing. They are untouched. And the only engineering we've seen is engineering of SOCO and public relations by Conris Maynard. People now call him the SOCO engineer because what we get is performance and not progress, my Straight Dog family. We get performance with his microphone, to be exact, and not progress. And spin as much as he wants. Terence Michael Drew, he cannot change the facts. He himself said a government that cannot provide its people water is a failed government. These are his own words, my Straight Talk family.
Cannot do it without water. And any government that can't deliver water to its people is a failed government.
Those are his words. And we will say, like him, any government that cannot deliver water to its people is a failed government. Terence Michael July's government is a failed government. He learned about water problems in Upper Keon, an area called Tank. And what he did, he went down to Lower Keon and brought one of his stalwarts, Julie from Cunningham, my Straight Talk family. He brought Julie and Liburd from Waterworks. But first of all, he said this.
And so today, I have with us two long-standing residents of Keon. I have first, of course, Miss Julie Williams, who is from the Lower Keon side and has lived almost all her life in Keon and will be able to give even better than me the water situation in Keon. And then I have another person, a young man, who is also from Keon, and of course the younger generation than Julie's generation, but he too would have had his struggles with the water situation in Keon. And I'm speaking of Mr. Geraldo Herbert. People know him as Liburd, his Calypsonian name, his Calypso name.
So my Straight Talk family, the residents of Upper Keon, Tank they call it, right up top in Keon, complain. He brought stalwarts from Lower Keon to tell them about water. He told us on the weekend that Keon got water, my Straight Talk family. Yes, he said this as well.
For many decades, Keon has been facing issues of water accessibility. Means therefore that the water came intermittently on and off, and there was hardly any opportunity to have water 24/7. This of course would have affected the lives of the people of Keon. And so the government really took on this Herculean task to make sure that water would run in Keon 24/7.
Yes, Herculean task. So why? Why didn't Terence Michael Drew go up to Tank and look for the Rasta man and all them people up there? Look for Ras Magu. Why didn't he go up to Tank, Prime Minister?
Yeah, Ras Magu is like a Tank Valley up again. Water. Keon still has a water problem. Because Ras Magu presently now ain't in the water for over 2 years. Presently now ain't in the water for over 2 years. I fed up by complaining, nobody said me. I have to damn nightly taking water in a bottle.
What part of Keon is this?
Eh?
What part of Keon is this?
Up top Keon, Tank Valley up Keon.
So now you're saying that you don't have any water regularly?
For 2 years now, big life, for 2 years now. But the bill them still come in.
But another part with the bill them. I know they mess up with that. But I mean, but why you don't have water up here?
Brother, not only me, everybody that is...
That's what I'm saying. I mean, why? I thought the water, since the water there, that you all would get water, no?
But I'm telling you how it's on.
That's a serious problem. Serious problem.
Serious problem.
And you ain't getting no water.
And you ain't getting no water.
It's a serious problem.
So why didn't Terence Michael July go contact Ras Magu at Upper Tank in Keon? Serious problem. But my Straight Talk family, our economy is failing. And the failing economy sinks all ships. The basic needs, my straight dog family, cannot be met after 3 years in office. And these complaints are coming from their own stalwarts, like Ira.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Teach.
The provision of basic services like water and roads and electricity. I mean, these are basic services that any self-respecting government should be really providing for its citizens.
Yeah, those are basic
and I
needs.
think and I think the government was caught flat-footed at the outset. There was no sense of urgency, I find, at the beginning. Okay? Yes, the problem was there, but they should have been more proactive in getting it solved. 3 years after, we should not be in this situation.
3 years after, my straight dog family, and they are in a situation, a government that cannot provide basic needs to the population. Our roads, yes, our roads, filled with potholes, shaking our vehicles and draining our wallets. Our electricity, unreliable, unstable. My straight dog family, all around the country, all around St. Kitts, water is rationed daily for hours, my straight dog family. So how and when they will get water 24/7? My straight dog family, they've started a geothermal plant, a desalination plant, beg your pardon, in East Bastille. No one has been told or have access to the environmental impact assessment, an EIA. And the idea is a good idea, very good idea, my straight dog family. But the location of that plant is a very bad location, very, very bad location. But they don't care. This government don't care about people. They talk about going green with geothermal energy. Yet it took nearly 2 years just to source $37 million for exploration. But hear this, my straight dog family. The full project cost is over 400 million, that is US dollars. Over $1 billion. Ask yourselves, is this really a bankable project? Or is this another fantasy dressed up as a plan? My straight dog family, on the way, a plan on the way, I may add. And let's talk the facts. We all want green energy. We all want geothermal. But the facts are that the demand in St. Kitts is 28 megawatts. In Nevis, it's 9 megawatts. And even if we produce more than we need, who are we going to sell it to? Who are we selling it to? There is no established interconnectivity with neighboring islands. This is a plan, or this is not a plan, I should say. It is a dream with no roadmap to address the interconnectivity unknowns, they are called. Unknowns, my straight dog family. And yet, in this failing economy, Terence Michael July is adding more debt under our backs, going to guarantee $130 million for an international airport in Nevis. In Nevis, they only had 20 flights in a whole year, or 29 flights, I say, in a whole year, 1 year. So spending $139 million, would that increase demand for the airport? Hell no. It will only give access to his millionaire friends to land their private jets on the Vance Emery International Airport. That won't help at all. What this will do is hasten the failing of our economy. In Nevis, Mark Brantley has already, my straight dog family, has already put the Nevis economy on the rocks. But meanwhile, construction is comatose. That's a big word. Construction, all I mean to say, is in a coma. It's dead. Nothing is happening in the area of construction, which creates jobs and stimulates economies. But here's what. You're trying to develop projects, and all the projects you've established or tried to develop, this government has identified foreign contractors. No local contractors can buy houses no more. Are you telling me NHC has built houses since 1996 or 1997? That's almost 30 years ago. But all of a sudden, NHC is going to build houses, and first of all, they're gone to a Trinidad contractor who has never built houses in his life, Brian Singh. 2,400 houses will be built, but for the bankable. And Brian Singh only built 2 houses. He got an advance of $10 million in mobilization. Where has all that money gone? And as if they are tone deaf, they have given another foreigner from Dubai. I understand he lives in Canada. Client referrals have been advanced another $10 million to build 100 houses for NHC. My straight dog family, we understand why our economy is failing. The Citizenship by Investment Program, once the golden goose, is now plagued by money laundering, fraud, and corruption. International trust is falling, and our reputation is on the line. Straight Talk has been reliably informed that for 2025, the Citizenship by Investment Unit has only received 250 applications. 250 applications, my Straight Talk family. And if they are approved, let's do a simple exercise. If those 250 applications are approved, let's calculate it on 4 per family. That's $50,000 for 250 applications. My Straight Talk family. Multiply that by 50,000 per applicant. That gives us 33 million EC dollars, my Straight Talk family. 33 million EC dollars only we have collected, or we will expect to collect for 2025 thus far. But we have already paid out to Nevis at 5.5 million, beg your pardon, per month. 5,500,000 per month. That's what, $38 million. In the year, we provide budgetary support to Nevis for $66 million. But if you're not selling any passports, if you're not getting any applications, how will the dance pay for the lights? St. Just. The country needs to know this, my Straight Talk family. Our economy is failing. Our health system is crumbling, my Stray Dog family. I've heard about a sad affair at our hospital last Thursday. A young man lost his life owing to negligence. That's a story. We will bring the full details for you on Straight Talk. Just keep your ears open to Straight Talk. It's a sad story when you hear it. Some people should go to the gallows. But our health system is in shambles. Our tourism industry, my Straight Talk family, once the pride of the Federation, is wilting. Look at the Bastille Harbor, not the ship. Not one cruise ship moving from year-round cruise ship calls. Not thing goes so now. Our season is off. My people, the house is on fire, and the government is arguing about the color of the water hose. We cannot bail water out of all these sinking ships fast enough, especially when the ones at the helm have no clue how to sail. This country deserves better. We need leaders who listen. We need ministers who show up. We need policy guided by data, not delusion. We need a government that believes in building resilience, not reciting slogans, my Straight Talk family. We must take back our economy by investing directly in agriculture with subsidies, land access, and modern irrigation. By overhauling water infrastructure and putting engineering back into the hands of the people who solve problems, and not the ones who just hold microphones and dance on a stage. By fixing our roads and power grid with accountability and transparency. By putting real health professionals in charge of healthcare reform. And by reforming our CBI program to restore international credibility and local benefit. Fellow citizens, I ask you, how much more can you take? How many more broken promises? How many more excuses? How many more months will you go without water, without opportunity, without dignity? We are not poor in potential. We are poor in leadership. I repeat that. We are not poor in potential. We are poor in leadership. So let's rise up with rage. Let's rise up not with rage. I take that back. Let us rise up with resolve. Let's organize, not agonize. Let's vote for the names, or for names, but let's vote not for names. Let me get that right. Let us not vote for names. Let us vote for vision. Let's choose leadership that serves, not boasts, that builds, not blames. Let's choose leadership that serves, not leadership that boasts, but leadership that builds, not leadership that blames. Because this federation, my Straight Dog family, deserves a future where no ship is sinking and every citizen is sailing forward. Let's get rid of this incompetent leadership on a way of ways to stimulate our economy, which continues to fail. And the failing economy sinks all ships. And that's my story tonight, my Straight Dog family, and I am not going to change it. I will open the lines and entertain your calls and your emails. And if you're so minded calling, my Straight Dog family, the numbers are on your monitors. Before I open the lines, I always like to implore you on the numbers again, 663-6666. 6672, my Straight Talk family. 663-6672. And for those on the overseas line, 646-829-6672. I always like to implore you to respect others. And of course, to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let's just try to be fair to all concerned, and let's, in the process, try to build goodwill and better friendships. Let's ensure, my Straight Talk family, that the things we say and or do will be beneficial to all concerned. And in the process of saying and or doing those things, let's strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. With that said, we go to the lines at 1 minute before 9 o'clock. We take our first caller. Say good night, caller. You are live on Straight Talk. Hello, caller.
Good.
Hi there, caller.
Good night, Mr. Liburd.
Good night, my dear. How about you?
I am great.
I recognize that voice.
Energy is necessary for economic growth, for a better quality of life.
Economic growth and a better quality of life.
And for human progress.
Better quality of life.
And for human progress.
Of life and for human progress.
Energy is necessary for human progress.
Thank you very much. I trust we have that right. Energy is necessary for economic and a better quality of life. Economic growth, I think that should be, and better quality of life, and for human progress. I hope I got that right. Yes, my Straight Talk family, the lines are open. We are taking your calls at 663-6672 and or 646-829-6672. If you have just joined me, we have discussed our thesis for tonight, which I have titled "A Failing Economy Sinks All Ships, My Straight Talk Family." I trust that the lines are functioning. I've been having some difficulty earlier, but I just got my first call, so I trust and hope it's in order. All the lines are in order. And my Straight Talk family, I made the point that we are not poor, rather, in potential. We are poor in leadership. Let us not rise up with rage, but let us rise up with resolve. Let us not agonize, but let us organize. As we go back to the lines and say good night to this caller, it's 1 minute past the 9 o'clock hour. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Thank you for taking my call, Brother Patches. This is Brother Welcome, Winston Welcome. Patches, of all conversation, message, dialogue, plea to the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, I don't know if you could answer this. What does my people need? I mean, that is a question. What does the people of St. Kitts and Nevis need for life to go on in a tranquil manner, peaceful manner? What does the people want? I think that's a simple question. And then we could go forward from there. Put aside party line. Put aside the division. But what does each soul need to move on with life for the remaining life they have right now, moving forward?
Well, my brother, I'm going to be devil's advocate here, right?
Yes.
Because
yes.
I've heard you on several occasions, and you are clinically used even this platform to promote your candidacy. So are you saying you're offering your up for service and unaware of what the people need? I hope not.
No. It's not that I am unaware. I believe I know what the people need.
You believe? Okay.
But you see, let me just make an explanation. Yes, I use your platform to promote me, but it's a common interest we all have for the good of the people moving forward. And to say, because remember we have a division in party liners. Some people, I will say, want or need PAM. Some people will say they need PLP. Some people will continuously say also they need labor. And if that is the answer, I will assume, what does their belly say? What does a roof over their head say? I mean, we can speculate, and everyone have a different answer to the question. I would wish there would be a survey, because you will be amazed what some people said. They are party liners and they are dividers. They forget about the main thing that is a necessity. They're crying out for water, yes. They're crying out for food. They're crying out for inflation. The cost of living is so high. Their wages, their salary cannot match the inflation that they face right now. But it is a fair question. What do you need, people? I am not going to speculate, but sometimes you have to let everyone handle their own plow. It would be amazing. So it's nothing of ill. It's all for the good. And like I said, I'm going to thank you for allowing me throughout this time. I'll be grateful to you and grateful to the people of St. Kitts. You are not a person that will shut me down, because I try to be for the humanity. Thank you, Brother Patches.
Thank you, my brother. Always welcome your interventions. And our first caller, at least, outlined one of the needs, I would believe. And she said, if I got it right, energy is necessary for economic growth and a better quality of life, and for human progress. I think that's what she said. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller. Okay, we seem to have lost that caller there. I trust my local lines are functioning, because I had a little difficulty in earlier times. I got the first call, but I trust it's functioning. But my Straight Talk family, we do have a serious problem in the country. And we have a failing economy. How would we address it? I suggested some ways, and perhaps you have your own suggestions as well. Caller, you live. Hello, caller.
Yes. Patrick, good evening to you, man. Good night to you and the listening public home and abroad.
Good night to you, sir.
I believe you have a clip there that states, I think it might have been from the Prime Minister. I stand corrected. It says that the investors, once they know that we have water and electricity, then they'll be coming in. They'll be interested in coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you can play that clip for us, please, if you got it handy. Kudos to that gentleman that just came off. Winston, welcome. Wish him the best of luck going forward. The Federation is in a mess. We are at the crossroads. Yes, indeed. Inflation is there. Inflation is everywhere. Coming out of COVID, we've seen how the prices of goods and services start spiking. We're now in the post-COVID era, and the wars and everything else has made the situation worse. The government made an attempt to increase, they did increase actually the minimum wage 2 times now. But, is people getting a bang for their buck? Is the working class feeling the effect? What effects the changes in the minimum wage are having on the working class? The mothers, the single mothers out there raising 2, 3, 4 kids. And, the small businesses. Big up to Cabo over there in Fountain and Nevis, who always asks for that injection into the small businesses. But we haven't seen that happen yet. Is that going to ever happen? Where and when the increases on the shelves is going to stop? So when the minimum wage increases, the working class can enjoy that increase. $70 increase, one item in the store, a big bottle of olive oil. We heard one caller said a bottle of ketchup, organic ketchup, $24. And you put up on the screen 1 point something pounds of mackerel, $26 or thereabout. So we're just looking forward to progress and advancement for the Federation of St. Nevis, and the quality of life of the people has to be raised. And the Prime Minister's job is to raise the quality of life of the people and unite the country. But we are tearing down each other, not only in the political sphere, but also on the chat lines and on the gossip lines, and sometimes in person if they can. We have to stop tearing down each other and build up each other and build up our country so our kids can come up and enjoy what we have worked for. We have enjoyed what our foreparents worked for. Now it's time for us to pass that down to our children.
Yes.
And I'll leave it there for now, man. I'll come back in later. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your intervention as well. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, thank you for holding your live. Hello, caller.
Okay.
Yes. Mr. Bibleman, how art thou?
But I'm fine. I am going to say something tonight here. I know you want to know intelligent again, but I can tell you something. The people want a deliverer. The deliverer will seek God to really tell him what to do. And it happened in the Bible, Mr. Patrick. God sent a deliverer for Moses. And every time the children of Israel God, Moses talked to the people and talked to God. That is in a word, nothing else enough. And so I am going to tell you that people, God, after his people, Mr. Patel, and not to promote themselves, Mr. Patel. I am going to tell you in Psalm 41, this poor man cried, and the Lord heard him, and he delivered them. And God took up a deliverer to feed the children. And what happened in the Bible, Mr. Patrick, could happen today. Listen, every single job man, you got to be spiritually led by God. So go into God, and God, and let me tell you, God don't make no mistake enough. God do not make no mistake, Mr. Patel.
Okay.
So I am going to tell you this, right? I am going to tell you this. I don't sometimes, and I think about situation here. But sometimes when I heard some things like it shocked me. People bring down one another. So what some people another. You come on the program to help people and tell people there is a better way.
Okay.
And so, but if I you look like I'm getting away from Mr. Paul.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Okay, Mr. Bible Man. He didn't give me something from the Psalms tonight, but that's fine. You gave me a little sermonette, and I'm sure some people look forward to that. I know that for a fact. Some people tell me that they look forward to your interventions, your spiritual interventions, I call it. But getting back to the prices, which continue to rise, and an excuse was made to it. It's imported inflation. As if that's the only cause. Because if we, a nation blessed with fertile land, that's the Carib name for St. Kitts, Liamigua, which is the fertile land. And we do have brilliant farmers as well. But we have no control whatsoever over our own food destiny. None whatsoever. You heard that farmer who said his crop was spoiling in the fields. You heard this farmer. I'll play it for you again.
The agriculture section, I don't think the people inside know what they're doing with the agriculture program. You hear me?
Yeah.
Farmers got too much spoilage out here in the land, can't get it out of the land, and they're asking more people to come plant.
Too much what?
More land for people.
Spoilage.
Okay, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I figure something is wrong there too, Margo. Because they were trying to say plant more by 2025 and whatever.
Yes.
I don't think the marketing part is working.
Marketing.
And I want to agree with you that a lot of food there, but you can't even take it out the ground because you can't sell it nowhere.
You want storage, you want marketing and all
I
that.
got them out in the ground right now. I call upon someone who is attached to the minister to come look at what I got, so that the minister could see with the two eyes. Here with the individual to two eyes. What paper job got to do with the minister? Me and call for the minister health, I mean call for the minister education, I call for the minister agriculture. How come the minister agriculture ain't got nothing to do with what happens on farm?
Yeah.
Sad. It is sad with how it's going in the country, you know. And
the sad thing, Magru, is that you're planting the wrong peppers. You should be planting Tabasco peppers, no doubt. That's why the minister is not interested. Let's go back to the lines and thank this caller for holding caller you live. Hello, caller.
Yeah, pleasant good night, brother Patches.
A pleasant night, my dear brother.
And greetings. And greetings to all people here in the Federation of Singers listening to you and those listening via the internet. Well, you know, my brother, you see, I don't have a paralysis of analysis. Like I continue telling you, we are not self-sufficient in food. And over the years, since when we closed the sugar 2005, no administration has made an effort for us to be self-sufficient in food. See what I'm saying? And the reason for that, in my estimation, is that the metropolitan countries, especially the United States, they told us that it's better that we import food from them because we are a market for them. And what is happening in our economy, you say like the ship starts sinking. All of us is on the same ship now. So all of us gonna sink. So what I'm saying to you now, the primary cause of this situation is a global capitalist crisis. That is the main problem. I'm not saying that the government is not mismanagement things in certain way. For instance, right here in the circus, we have a problem. The garbage is overflowing right here in so-called Pretoria Square, which we renamed Cecil Moonlight Robert Square. You understand? I mean, for over 2 weeks now, the garbage has not been removed. You know, so something as simple as that, we can't even get done. But when the music fest was here, everything was in tip-top shape. You see, so what I'm saying to you, my brother, like I always say, we need to sit down and trash out our differences. Because we ain't gonna get nowhere, the pot calling the kettle black. And I will just stay there for now and let you know that the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garrison, Dr. Julius Garvey, will be here in the Federation from the 3rd of next month to the 7th. The Rastafari movement will be hosting Dr. Julius Garvey right here in the city. The same farmer Pretoria Square now, Cecil Moonlight Robert Square, which we renamed the African Village. So we just want to let the listening public know that the Right Honorable Brother Marcus Garvey, his son, Dr. Julius Garvey, will be visiting us here in the Federation from the 3rd to the 7th of August. And the 7th of August will be hosting right here in the African Village, right here in the circus. So, my brother, like I said, it's time for us to be self-sufficient in everything. And if we don't get the leadership that's going to do that, then, you know, I think the leadership should just get out the way and let people who want to do that take charge.
Well said, my brother.
Okay, my brother. So don't forget, let the public know. You could even announce it, you know what I mean? We got time still, but Dr. Julius Garvey, the son of Marcus Garvey, will be here in the Federation from the 3rd of August to the 7th. So give thanks, one love. What Granny said, follow the leader. Abraham Joe is the leader. Give thanks.
Give thanks, my brother. Always look forward to your interventions. And yes, the Federation imports over 80%. Get that right. 80% of the things we consume, of what we consume. So it's obvious that any global shock will hit local shelves and local consumers hard. Let's go back to the lines at 9:20. My Straight Dog family, call you live.
Good evening, Mr. Liburd. Good evening.
Yes, good
Hello.
evening. Yes, good evening, my dear.
Yes.
Kalajuan? Is it?
Kalikwan Auntie.
Kalikwan.
And now your tongue is tying up with the name.
Yes.
How are you this evening? How are you?
I am peaceful. Yourself?
My mind was on you. My mind was on you Friday and Saturday and yesterday, wondering if to get my brother.
You sent me the information? Did you send me that information?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Because I'm going to have to send you it again.
By email?
I don't have. Yes, I don't have to send it again.
I humbly apologize for that.
Yes. I know you have a lot on your mind. Yes.
I didn't check my email. On Friday.
You should have checked it. You should have checked it. But anyhow, you have a lot on your mind, so you did not get caught up with it. You told me to do it, and I do it. As soon as I come off the phone, I do it. But what I'm calling you to tell you, Mr. Liburd.
I'll look for that. Anyway, I'll look for it. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, sorry.
You know, all people that say the evil that man does,
you
come after them.
Yes.
But what whatever evil the police them doing, the evil going and the commissioner, he need to clear his conscience, he need to clear his heart, and he need to do what is right. Because he's not going on so. As I'm speaking to you tonight, Monday night, he's not going on so. He's not going on so, Mr. Liburd. Not going on so. And let's sing again. They're talking, saying this and saying that. How come the people think it ain't know that we're going back in the oil and again? It is something like that. It is true.
I cannot confirm that, and I won't be surprised if you say we are heading there.
Yes, I heard it on the road.
I can't confirm that. No.
But I heard that we're going back in the oil and if anything like that, that is bad.
That wouldn't be
because
secret.
Timothy leave money in India. Timothy leave money in India. All when the COVID, things was going good, things was going right. And since them cabal gone in inside there, them government gone in inside there, things just come and dumb. And they need this government here. They're not doing them good, they're doing them good for the country. The economy going down. People could feel it. So she sing a song and say, only the poor, I feel it, only the poor, I ball. He need to come out. And I pray to God that the people must think it's a Nevis, do blah blah, and get until 5 years with him, and he cabal them. Get them out now. Put back in Timothy, they say Timothy used to teach, but let he teach and let he give the poor people them. Because he had the better man to run the country. He got the brains, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding to run the country. Not them there. They don't know what I do, all them, they're young and simple. They ain't know what they're doing. July is supposed to stop and be a doctor. He's a professional doctor, he's steady here. But he ain't about government, he can't run the government, he can't do nothing, he don't know what he say. He don't know what he say. And when he's talking, not watching the camera. How is that? He not watching the camera, why? Because pure lawyer come. Pure lawyer come out of him out, let them put back in Timothy. They could kick up, they could plant. When did they come for election, guys, we have life? Timothy going right in there. That's the man we want. Since the time about here, let it forgive everybody. Let it forgive poor people. Because when we talk about he raise money, what is $500 and cost of living in the shop them every day? He said he cannot do that with the price for a prime minister. I say he can't do that with the price. He needs to come out. He don't know what he's doing. He's simple. He do not know what he's doing. He needs to come out. Dr. Timothy Dougie and let us try him to do. Not the man from when New Ground and the one from Tongue. They can't plant and abuse all the government them.
Okay.
Them they are good advisors for him.
Okay.
They made them the good advisors, Mr. Liburd. They need to come out. They don't know what they're doing, you know?
I very well believe you.
One thing to talk about them.
Yes.
Huh?
Okay.
If they want people to talk about them.
Okay. And please, though, as you're going to hang up here now, I haven't seen that email. You sent it to Straight Talk?
Yes, Mr. Liburd, so you have to be, I'm going to have to send it over again.
Please, and make sure it's STRAIGH, 2 T's, TTALK. But
yes, Mr. Liburd.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to send it back. I'm going to send it back over.
I haven't seen it, but thanks a lot in advance, and I trust you keep the spirit up. We need to get them out. Okay? Thanks a lot, my dear.
That's right. Yes. That's right. And if I had power tonight, I don't get them out.
Right, my straight up.
We need to go on the street and demonstrate and get them out.
I very well agree with you. Okay? Thanks a lot for your
we need to go on the street.
Yes. Thank you, my dear. I always like the passion coming from that lady. And we really need to get them out. Mr. Liburd reads this email at 26 past the 9 o'clock hour. It does not matter how much spinning or excuses they come up with to diminish the accuracy and practicality of the notable pollster. It is indisputable that the recent opinion poll undertaken by Don Anderson is very much considered to be a reliable barometer of public opinion, and a change of leadership and government is on the horizon for both St. Kitts and Nevis. The Prime Minister can utilize Freedom Radio and ZIZ as fast as he wants to propagate his propaganda of lies and deception is useless. The voters' mind is made up to get rid of these vagabonds who lied and fooled them to get into power by promising them that they will increase the PAP from $500 to $1,500. Only after Harris had promised he will increase it to $1,000, and knowing Harris, he would have kept his pledge, and our double salary had become a must for every December. According to McMahon, they must be punished for such an injustice performed on the people, reads this email. This other email reads, and Mr. Ambassador, it really hurts me to the core when I think how our national bank has developed, grown, and mushroomed over the years from a half-penny and penny bank into billions of dollars today. It grieved terribly to see that he said the National Bank has denied the penny builders and their children and grandchildren the privilege and opportunity to obtain a loan. Instead, they give them so much trouble with all kinds of red tape, foreclosures of their homes and other properties. And in the same breath has given a white foreign investor millions of US dollars who came here with an empty briefcase. They gave this man millions of US dollars to pay off a debt in America. This is shocking and unbelievable, Mr. Ambassador. It is evident that some corrupt persons in the decision-making body received kickbacks and monies under the table for themselves. A wicked bunch of corrupt criminals sitting in government, but their payday will come. Woe be unto them, reads this email. This other email reads, good night, Mr. Patches. Is it possible for either Glenn Barth, Andre Huey, DJ Rankin, or a member of the St. Kitts Nevis Observer newspaper to ask Dr. July the following questions tomorrow at his press conference, please, as we the citizens need to get answers? 1. When will be the start date for the actual construction of the new Basti High School? The name of the contractor, developer, and how much money has been expended to date on drawings and other mobilization fees? Was any EIA done on that project? If yes, when was it done? By which agency was it done? And what was the findings, and when can the public see a copy of that report? 2. Can Dr. July give an updated report on the status of the East Coast housing fiasco, and if the contract to build the 2,400 homes with East Coast is still in effect? And when can we see the actual beginning of the building of these homes? 3. On the completion of the new Smart General JN Fras Hospital, at Camps, will the old JNF still be housing and treating patients? And if the average poor man will be able to access the new facility for care as it's presently done at the old JNF, or the new JNF will only cater to the persons with insurance or for the bankable? 4. When will Dr. July tell us the details of the World Bank report regarding the fair share between St. Kitts and Nevis? And 5, we are very much aware that both Dr. July and the snake in Nevis will flood the economy with endless new projects to woo the electorate in returning their parties to power. Are these two unpopular leaders taking stock of the fact that in 1995, Dr. Kennedy Simmons was very unpopular, just like the SKNLP and CCM are unpopular now, and that Kennedy Simmons flooded the economy with endless projects such as Port Zante, the Kennedy Simmons Highway, CFBC and government headquarters, just to name a few. And the electorate rejected that smokescreen with a brutal defeat 7-1 defeat at the polls, with only Hugh Heilger managing to eke out a seat with this other email. And yes, my Straight Talk family, it's 9:32. You may have just joined me. The lines are open. We're entertaining your calls. And the numbers, as I said, 663-6672, that's the local number, or 646-62829, beg your pardon, 6672. There are those who like the cloak of anonymity, I call it. We give you access via our email platform, and that email address is straighttalkpatches@gmail.com. That's one word, straighttalkpatches@gmail.com. And tonight we examined, my Straight Talk family, tonight our thesis, a failing economy, beg your pardon. A failing economy sinks all ships. Yes, a failing economy sinks all ships, my Straight Talk family. And that's, beg your pardon, that's the title of our thesis tonight that we are discussing. And for those who may have joined me after the program, we have looked at this topic from in different areas. As when we think of a ship, there are different types of ships, and we look at the ship as the sectors in the economy as well. And we then looked at the different sectors, especially in the area of construction, the area of tourism, and the area of agriculture. And we told you of this comment we heard just recently. This farmer complained about the spoilage. Some program before, we told you about the glut, and this farmer made this known to the Federation.
For the agriculture section, I don't think the people in charge know what they're doing with the agriculture program. You hear me?
Yeah.
Farmers got too much spoilage out here in the land, can't get it out of the land, and they're asking more people to come plant.
Too much what?
More land for
Spoilage.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I figure something is wrong there too, Margo. Because they were trying to say plant more by 2025 and whatever.
Yes.
I don't think the marketing part is working.
Marketing.
And I want to agree with you that a lot of food there, but you can't even take it out of the ground because you can't sell it nowhere.
You want storage, you want marketing and all
I
of
got them
that.
out in the ground right now. I call upon someone who is attached to the minister to come look at what I got, so that the minister could see with the two eyes. Here with the individuals the two eyes. What paper job got to do with the minister? Me call for the minister health, I call for the minister education, I call for the minister agriculture. How come the minister agriculture ain't got nothing to do with what happens on farm?
Yeah.
Sad. It is sad with how it's going in the country, you know.
Sad, yes. And Rastaman, perhaps you're planting the wrong peppers. You need to plant Tabasco for the ministers to get some interest. Caller, I thank you for holding your life.
Good night, Mr. Ambassador, as the earlier lady was calling you.
Good night, sir. Good night. How art thou?
Well, I'm not bad. Having a good night, I hope.
Yes, I'm peaceful. I'm peaceful, my brother.
Yeah. It was two topics tonight. Water from KR point of view and agriculture. We'll ask the first question here. Years ago, Green Hill River fed both Cairn and St. Peter's. Not only those two, but they also fed water to the sugar factory. We no longer have sugar manufacturing, so the factory has been closed down as far as really is concerned. And Cairn now, subsidy, most of Cairn, a good portion of Cairn, has its own water. Yet still, St. Boiling out for water. What really is going on? You maybe
Are you there? Are you there, caller? Are you there, caller? You seem to be breaking up there, caller. I don't know if it's my side or your side. Are you there?
What's happening now? Is it okay now?
Yeah, that's much better now, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You
as I'm saying, you mentioned about, I don't know my point, that Green Hill Mountain fed.
Yes, I heard that part. You were asking what's happening now with the water, right?
Yeah, why, appears to be it's from the same river. Appears to be a shortage of water in St. Peter's. It's going a little bit. But compared to the of housing from Cairn,
we have two wells in Shadwell that are not functioning, eh? The Shadwell 1 and Shadwell 2. They're out of commission. The minister promised to address them. He has not in 3 years.
So what you say is the supply in Shadwell too?
Yes, the two wells that were drilled by Bede in Shadwell are not operational. That's a fact. Shadwell 1 and Shadwell 2. Shadwell 1, Shadwell 2 had a problem and it was never commissioned. They were, as part of the contract, they were to repair that well. And then in the meanwhile, Shadwell 1 went down. It was contaminated as well. Not good for...
Yeah, I'm just surprised that the Green Hill River supplied so many areas and it now is not required to supply so many areas. And yet still St. Peter's is having great difficulty with water because you wanted to get to Shadwell has to pass through St. Peter. So why is St. Peter's out of water?
Because Shadwell 2 was earmarked to supply St. Peter's, but it's down. That's one of the big problems. That's why and Shadwell 1 is also down. That's why Taylor's and Wade's Garden and Shadwell itself don't have water. They're getting water from the Olives well, Olives Reservoir. You know. And one of the things, though, this report way back in 2007 had recommended under Assim Martin that the wells, because the problem started with the aquifer. As the sea level rise, the water salt intrusion became a big problem, and you couldn't be pumping that well, the aquifer 24/7. So they had, in order to protect the aquifer, they decided to ration the water. But the recommendation was to move those wells to the north of the airport because the aquifer starts all the way in Olives and the Canada Mountains in the north and the Canary Hills in the east. That's where the aquifer spans, and water comes from all the way up there and settles down east of the King Collins Highway, the potable water, that is, But then the rainfall has reduced, right? There's rainfall deficit. So yes, at some stage you have to move to desalination, which is what they're doing. Okay, we seem to have lost the caller. They moved to desalination. Caller, you seem to have dropped out. I don't know if I was not hearing you or you weren't hearing me. But they moved to desalination, and that's one thing, or one way we should really go to desalination. But the problem we have with the hustle to desalination, with that plant in East Basseterre. It's the location. Because the water engineer came and talked about the storage. We're not talking about the storage. We're talking about the bay for which you gotta get the water to be processed, then you put them in the tanks. And again, somebody sent an email about the EIA for the Basse High School, but there's no EIA made available for the desalination plant. There's no information that comes from this government. This government is a government of secrecy, and we just have to do something about it. We can't allow this to go on forever, can we? Should we? My Straight Dog family, we cannot. We cannot allow this to go on forever, not at all. We should not, my Straight Dog family, and it's something we need to address and address it expeditiously. But if you're just joining us, my Straight Dog family, we are discussing our thesis for tonight, which I've titled, "A Failing Economy Sinks All Ships." A failing economy sinks all ships, my Straight Dog family. And we looked at it from the perspective that over the last 3 years, our economy, when examined closely, can only be considered a failing economy. The tides are not rising, and not one ship, not one boat can be lifted. The cost of living, my Straight Dog family, is strangling everyone, especially the poor. And all we hear from the government is a call to abandon quality stuff and buy cheap stuff. Abandon carnation milk, for example, and buy cat milk from Germany. And the objective of tonight, when I came tonight, my Straight Dog family, was not to provide any empty promises like this administration, but in fact, and not rehearse applause lines. I came before you to tell you the truth. Caller, I thank you for holding your live. Hello, caller?
Yeah, me. Our call seemed to have dropped out.
Yeah, you seem to have dropped out. I'm happy you got back. Yeah, so.
Yeah, well, let's go to the second one. Agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the Minister of Agriculture telling us more than once in the past that we were going to see an expansion in certain products.
Yes.
Plant agricultural products. He was importing something like 4,000 coconut plants, something like 8,000 banana plants, and a similar 8,000 planting. What has become of those?
Good question. Good question. I take that for me as a rhetoric question. You know, like I said, we have a government of secrecy, so we may never know, at least for now.
Well, I have not heard of these plants coming in. So maybe you seem to have a good investigation. Maybe you can find out what's happening there with those coconuts, bananas, plantains that we were told to expect to help in the 25 by 25 program.
But that was now pushed back 5 years, you know. This was down by at the CARICOM meeting.
Listening to you, and Nevis is trying to help chicken program that they're doing over there. Broiler program is producing some like 800 chickens or more per week or something like that. So that would help our food. But you're not saying about agriculture from our end. And it would be really interesting to know, well, what happened, the bananas and that kind of thing, because we do import a lot of bananas from overseas. And coconuts can be used for our kind of products as well.
Well, you heard the farmer speak about spoilage on his farms, you know? So it tells you what's happening in agriculture. I mean, was coming from the mouth of a farmer.
I know that.
Yeah, so, and it is really sad. And I've also heard complaints about and you've seen all these watermelons around and this planting too. There's a glut in planting. There's a glut in watermelons, and imagine people have to give away the watermelons for pig food. So something is wrong with the way this farming, agriculture is being organized. Remember I'm sorry. Remember the minister talk about these shade houses, or what they call them. He was supposed to build so many of them. Where there? The money on trees.
It looks as though there's no plan with the farmers as to who should be going in what areas to ensure that there's no gluts, to reduce the gluts and wastage.
Yes.
But for variety more than quantity.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, we just have, there are our ministers of government, so we just have to wait on them.
You mean wait to get them out?
So waiting has to go on.
Okay, yes.
Okay, then, Mr. Ambassador.
Thanks a lot for your contribution as usual. And yes, you are so correct, my Straight Talk family. There's nothing seems to be happening in this agricultural department, and the Prime Minister. Remember when he went to Saudi Arabia? He came back and posted this on his Facebook page, insulting us here. Prince Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, after a wonderful Saudi dinner and thought-provoking conversation. It was my first time having camel milk. Imagine that. And he wants us to drink sunshine milk, cat milk. And he drinks his camel milk. I told him about the price of mackerel. Poor people food. Remember the mackerel and breadfruit days, the mackerel and the dumpling? No more. My Straight Dog family, no more. People can't afford to buy mackerel. Look at the cost of mackerel. And we're moving from 21.25 or 21.50 per pound, my Straight Dog family, to the cost of hope. Everything is going up except our standard of living, my people. The cost of food is choking families. Something even the Prime Minister to acknowledge himself. Mothers having to choose between gas for stove, gas to light their stove, or lunch for their children. I heard a single mother call out to the Prime Minister, lawless stuff. And his response was to look for the cheap stuff to buy. Our farmers, those who have the courage to feed us, they too are crying out. My Straight Dog family. The minister is invisible. Not even the farmers have access to the ministers. We heard this farmer, my Straight Dog family. We heard him for ourselves. And my Straight Dog family, the issue of water. Water. Remember what he told us? You remember what they told us, my Straight Dog family? Water. But here's what's happening. The truth has come to light about water in Cairn. And this is the truth.
The agriculture section, I don't think the people in charge know what they're doing with the agriculture program. You hear me?
Yeah.
farmers got too much spoilage out here in the land, can't get it out of the land, and they're asking more people to come plant.
Too much what?
More land for people to plant.
Spoilage. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I figure something is wrong there too, Mago. Because they were trying to say plant more by 2025 and whatever.
Yes.
I don't think the marketing part is working.
Marketing.
And I want to agree with you that a lot of food there, but you can't even take it out the ground because you can't sell it nowhere.
You want storage, you want marketing and all
I
of
got
that.
them out in the ground right now. I call upon someone who is attached to the minister to come look at what I got, so that the minister could see with the two eyes. Here with the individuals the two eyes. What paper job but you got to do with the minister? Me and call for the minister of health, and then call for the minister of education, I call for the minister of agriculture. How come the minister of agriculture ain't got nothing to do with what happens on farm?
Yeah.
Sad. It is sad with how it's going in the country, you know. And
it is sad. That's the only way we can sum it up, my Straight Dog family. Good evening, Patches. Reads this email. Is the current administration still committed to supporting the agriculture support program? The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the staggering amount we spend on food imports in St. Kitts and Nevis. So why isn't there greater focus on strengthening the agriculture sector and improving our food security? The current administration seems to be focusing on the wrong priorities, spinning their wheels in the mud, trying to appear busy and productive, but with little real progress to show, reads that email. And how else can you sum it up, my Straight Dog family? An accurate summation of what's going on with this administration. Accurate to the T, my Straight Dog family. And what can we say? My Straight Dog family, what can we say about these bunch of experts in the cabinet? What can we say? A failing economy sinks all ships as we wind down, my Straight Dog family. The basic needs, my Straight Dog family, cannot address.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Teach.
The provision of basic services like water and roads and electricity. I mean, these are basic services that any self-respecting government should be really providing for its citizens.
Yeah, those are basic needs.
And I think the government was caught flat-footed at the outset. There was no sense of urgency, I find, at the beginning. Okay? Yes, the problem was there, but they should have been more proactive in getting it solved. 3 years after, we should not be in this situation.
3 years after coming into office, my Straight Dog family, and our economy can only be considered a failing economy. And my Straight Dog family, as our first caller gave us that quotation, and I trust and hope I had it right. Energy is necessary for economic growth and a better quality of life and for human progress. So tonight, my Straight Dog family, I came not with rehearsed applause lines. I came before you with the truth. And the truth is this: our economy is failing. And under this government, all ships are sinking. The cost of living is strangling everyone, especially the poor. And all we hear from the government is a call to abandon quality goods and buy cheap goods. The cost of food is choking families. Something drew the leader, acknowledged himself, my Straight Dog family. Our farmers who have the courage to feed us. You've heard that one farmer cry out, but no one is listening, it seems. Prices continue to rise, and what is the excuse? Imported inflation. And that's the only cause? As if we, a nation blessed with fertile land and brilliant farmers, have no control over our food security. All boats are sinking. Time to change the course. It matters here in St. Kitts and Nevis because as a federation we import over 80% of what we consume. A price increase in the US, for example, or for oil in the Middle East becomes a higher cost at Rams, Best Buy, or Value Mart. And this disproportionately hurts the poor and middle class, who spend a larger share of their income on food and basic goods. My Straight Dog family, smarter governments would buffer the economies by supporting local food production to reduce dependency, investing in renewable energy to reduce oil dependency, and providing targeted subsidies to protect the vulnerable. But when a government blames everything on imported inflation and takes no steps to build local resilience, it is not managing, it is just deflecting, my Straight Dog family. And we, as a people, we boasted that they will do A, B, and C when they came to government. But they were empty promises, especially from the so-called engineer Congress. What he boasted in 2022 about using his engineering skills to deliver water. And here's the situation. As we speak now, my Straight Dog family, a serious problem in Kian.
Yeah, Ratsmago is a Gopang Valley of Kian. Water. Kian still has a water problem. Because Ratsmago presently now ain't in the water for over 2 years. Presently now ain't in the water for over 2 years. I fed up by complaining, nobody said me. So,
that's a serious problem. That's a serious problem.
serious problem.
And you ain't getting no water.
And you ain't getting no water.
It's a serious problem.
Serious problem, my Straight Dog family. Basic needs are not being provided by this government. Meanwhile, construction is in a coma. How can you stimulate the economy? How can you have economic growth without construction? Construction is in a coma. The Citizenship by Investment program, once a golden goose, is now plagued by money laundering, fraud and corruption. International trust is falling. Our reputation is on the line. And Straight Talk was reliably informed that only 250 applications the CIU has received for 2025. We are in deep trouble, my Straight Talk family. Multiply that. So only $33 million, if they have been approved, will have received from the Golden Goose. That cannot even cover the budget support for Nevis. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
This is the major.
The major?
This is the major.
How is the major tonight? You're up late.
Like, I was getting the job sleep.
The job sleep.
It's just a quick, I don't want to be. You listening?
Yes, I always do.
I don't want to be very well for it, but I think I was hearing somebody say, what we need.
What we need?
What we need.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't understand that. But I need life, I need money, and I need things to live in. But then as I check in my books and so on, I check something. There's something that I use that very often. And I don't know if you could understand that, you could define it for me. And if they say, he that have little shall have less, and even that will be taken away from him. What you understand that to be, huh? Tell me. Because I try to analyze that, I put it in the nominative case, I put it in the subjunctive mode, I put it in the article mode, and I can't get to understand. He that have little shall have less, and even that should be taken away from him. What do you understand from that?
My street dog, my brother, yes, my brother, right? I looked at the thesis tonight that a failing economy sinks all ships, and I recall there's a phrase that's attributed to John F. Kennedy. I spoke about that as well, and you must have heard of it about the rising tide that lifts all boats, right?
Yeah.
Which symbolizes that all individuals, businesses, or sectors within the economy, right? It means that the idea is when the overall economic situation improves, it creates opportunities and positive effects that are felt across the board, even if some benefit more than others. And some will always benefit more than others. So what we need is the economic policies. I'm not answering the question directly, but I want to put this in before I leave, is that we must advocate, right? Just to sit back and say what we need. We must advocate for economic policies that benefit the entire federation, if you understand me, right? Because if the tide is rising, and right now the ships are sinking, but if the tide is rising, then the general economic prosperity would benefit all of us, even those who are not directly involved in the growth. I wanted to address your question that way because I saw it as a rhetoric question, but I wanted to address, and I hope I did. Major, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, sir.
Yes.
I'm there.
Okay. Anything else before we wrap?
Well, you see, that is just a clarification I want, because something it sounds hard-headed to me.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds hard-headed to me.
Okay.
He that have little shall have less, and even that will be taken away from him. You understand that?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Hello?
Yes.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yes,
It's a terrible situation. I don't understand it. I tried I tried left, right, I tried all over the globe. Now, even that little that I have, can you take it away from me? That is terrible.
Okay, my friend.
You still?
Yes, I'm here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think we need to put that, I think we have to put that in the subjunctive mode. We have to put that in, not in the subjunctive mode, but in the indicative mode. Because I don't know. So I will just think about it.
Well, it comes if I'm sure Miss Tom would tell you, right? It with your biblical, your spiritual upbringing, right? It comes from the Bible, who is something that goes something like this: whoever has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. As something like that is in the Bible. I'm sure you'll know that verse, right? Right?
Yes. I would
say for the one who has more will be given. You know, and that's so everyone who has more will be given. Yeah. Right. Be taken away from him. That's what he says. But for everyone, who has will more be given. For everyone, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even that he has will be taken away. And that's coming from the Bible. But thanks a lot for your intervention. I trust you won't be up too late tonight, but have yourself a wonderful, pleasant night, my brother. And as we wind down tonight's program in my Straight Talk family, and we look at our CBI, and I was saying that we've had just 250 applications. Look at our health system. That too is crumbling. Our tourism industry, once the pride of the Federation is wilting. And my Straight Talk family, the house is on fire. The government is arguing about the color of the water hose. We cannot bail out water from all these sinking vessels fast enough, especially when the ones at the helm have no clue how to sail. This country deserves better. We need leaders. We need ministers who show up. We need policy guided by data, not delusion. We need a government that believes in building resilience, not just reciting slogans. We need to take back our economy, my Straight Talk family. Overhauling the water infrastructure, fixing our roads and our power grids with accountability and transparency. By putting real health professionals in charge of healthcare reform. And by reforming our CBI program. The hope is not too late to reform it and restore international credibility and local benefit. How much more can you take, I ask you? How many more broken promises? How many more excuses? How many more months will you go without water over there in Tank and other places? Without opportunity, without dignity. So let's rise up with resolve. Let's organize, not agonize. Let's vote for name, not for names, but for vision. Let's choose leadership that serves, not boasts. Leadership that builds and not blames. Because this federation, my Straight Talk family, moving forward, let's get rid of this incompetent leadership on a way of ways to stimulate our economy, which continues to fail. And the failing economy sinks all ships. That's my story tonight, my Straight Talk family, and I'm not going to change it. I want to thank Almighty God for guiding our conversation tonight, as always. I want to thank you, the many viewers, those of you who called and those who sent emails. Remember, you are the ones who make Straight Talk, and for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. Until we connect on Thursday for another edition of Straight Talk, be good to yourselves and to all whom you meet. And remember, whatever your mind conceive, that you will achieve. But first of all, you must believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank Him for taking you through the night. And my Straight Talk family, keep moving on. Bye-bye. Until we connect on Thursday.
The morning, I thank God for the morning light. Give Him thanks and praises for taking me safely through the night. For the rest of food and loving care, and for my mother's breath of life that's got me here. So whatever my mind conceives that I will achieve, you better believe, because I do the things I should, be to my brethren kind and good, the best I could. So I'll keep moving on, I won't stop now, I'll keep moving on, till I reach the top somehow. Down on my knees, to the Lord I kneel and pray, with my heart and soul, beg Him to take me through each day, my guardian to keep